Hmm. God damn it. Right, we were doing the hearts of Yaga-Shura and attacking him. Just need to kill the woman. Actually, I'm not even sure if we need to kill the woman once we get her to do the job. That's good enough.
Most anxious Nile is, oh yes. Have you found the precious heart, Sponge? Yes, at last Nile has her heart. Nile had forgotten how it feels to have a heart shared.
I'm not actually sure do I need to kill her.
It makes Nile sad.
I mean, Niley. Do I really need to kill her or do I just fail on this? Do I take control of Niley? Probably not. Yes, I can. Well, that sort of solves my little problem. She has a quarter staff of some weirdness. She's a high level druid, but that's all she is.
Do not
So
anger me.
she's just dead. What happened? Magic resistance doesn't apply to this.
Do not anger me.
Go there.
As always,
Don't stay there, you're gonna block the staircase. What a shame. Druidry, standard druidry, and clerical step +3. Right, mission accomplished.
As you arrive in the clearing, the first thing that draws your attention is the plume of smoke billowing from nearby Saradush. Its walls have been breached in several places, and its utter devastation shows a city that has been completely sacked by invaders. Bodies of soldiers are everywhere, as is the stench of death. The screams of the innocent attempting to flee can still be heard. Yaga-Shura and his army are nowhere in your immediate sight.
I think I want to change my spell selection. We might be able to see things through in that fight without too much fuss with the spells we have. We also don't really have a reason not to change up things. I'm not really looking to do anything else but taking control of hostiles there, and they're all humans or fire giants. So I'm not. Anti-spell spells are sort of worthless. We would go with time stops. The benefit there would be that the simulacrum might even have one. That's all the benefit there would be, though. Don't really see. We could go with simple stun, I suppose. Simple fear. Does it affect only hostiles? Harp word blind is probably good enough to handle any annoyances that might get involved. Undead I don't think are involved. I don't see what we would possibly gain from taking additional spells from here, though. Our stuns could be useful. Could. Really are. We might have to tank Yaga-Shura. I think we could take more improved haste. Basically, more or less just want him to be vulnerable to whatever. Maybe lower magic resistance even, although I doubt that'll be all that useful. Is he technically a monster? I think we have a wand of paralysis, so we can try that on him. Lower his resistance, lower his saving throws, and then just I doubt we have to use fire shields on this one. It's one of the easiest fight in that sense. That we have an infinite amount of enemies spawning into the fight, so infinite amount of allies for us. Wand of paralysis. Pretty sure I have one. Right. I think that'll be more useful here. Want to be able to heal if we get basically good allies, or one of them has to tank Yaga-Shura. Want to paralyze Yaga-Shura's ass, and want to guarantee control of a target even if they have magic resistance. Not sure how much of these protection spells we actually need, but since the simulacrum is casting them, it doesn't really matter. And it got 2 time stops too. Excellent. Right, we're gonna right from the start to try to build as big of a force as we can get. We're no doubt going to get costs as casualties since the enemies are going to get constant reinforcements. But we need 2 things. We need enough force to act as distraction for the constant reinforcements, and we do need to keep doing damage to Yaga-Shura. Alternatively, I'll try something else first, and we take control of Yaga-Shura, because if we can, that'll solve the problem will solve itself. I doubt that's possible, but it's also fairly trivial to try. Do you see any hostiles here again? Right.
What a I thought I should have been the first sent after you, and now I shall prove it.
Does not work.
Yaga-Shura shall become even greater still.
Elite. Okay. This actually isn't a bad situation for us. We can keep the soldiers, I'll take the giants.
I thought I should have been the first sent after you, and now I shall prove it. Yaga-Shura shall become even greater still.
Okay. He's gonna leave immediately when he takes even a point of damage, so it's not much point doing all that much here.
Father's blood. For my father's blood. What? Yaga-Shura cannot be defeated. Men, destroy them! Rip the hearts from their chests and make them suffer!
Right. So far so good. The trash opponents they're throwing my way are not doing anything useful really. I want to take down officers. There we go. We probably want the Lieutenant Cleric.
You have weakened me.
Mainly because this is a nightmare if it... Yeah, he has the friendly laughter for one. It's a nightmare if he actually starts throwing this shit against us. Go after Yaga-Shura as much as you can. I'm just gonna go after as many good fighters as I can.
An eternity of torture for you, fool!
Yeah, badly injured already. And I think he's paralyzed. Right? Didn't go well for him. Easy, easy, easy.
I greet you. You who are... You have... Now you... What do you know of your birth? Your past unfolds. You would do well to...
The rest will be difficult. And Melisande might be impossible.
I am Aliana, a disciple of the great Lord of Murder. A priestess of... Others of Baal's order took me away to hide us in the darkest temple, away from prying eyes. Others of the children were there.
The task, I rescued you and fled from the temple, even as many other Ball-spawn babes.
But not all.
Yes,
And it meant I killed.
And so your past is made plain. Would Sarevok consider what you have learned here today? Farewell, Godchild.
Another challenge. These challenges might actually be another stumbling block, because it's just me against an X amount of creatures and I do have to kill all of them. Oh, Miss Mage is still here. Well, at least her simulacrum or projected image, I don't know which that is. Sort of starting to think it might be worthwhile to hoard invisibility potions. Sometimes we don't have the luxury of carrying around a huge amount of weaponry always. This is just money. Right. Yep, I think we're
You live! I had heard the sounds of combat and returned my own. I tried to get the ball spawn out, but it was too late. Yaga-Shura seemed to think you were in the city and was eager to seek you out. He slaughtered them all, and there was nothing I could do.
right. Amkethran. The Oasis would have a fight for us. Not sure I want to fight it.
Oh, it's you again.
Jamie Stombelton would be the one we want to kill because of his equipment. Since we can't really use that equipment anyway, is it really something I want to do? But they're gonna be surrounding me soon, so either I do something or I'll abandon this entirely. Right. I really want to take one guy. One guy only.
Prepare to be eviscerated, fool.
So I can't maintain control over him. Hardly matters though.
Care to dance?
I might still be trapped here though.
This will be a slow and painful process.
Don't let him rest again.
You will suffer. Oh, yes.
Right. I want it this way. The Answerer. Each hit lowers target's magic resistance and armor class. So it is good enough to hurt Melisande too. I'm taking this more in the sense that There's a good chance we're going to have to at the very least bend our rules quite severely in order to get through this. And I think that's the good scenario. The more likely is that I just have to break my little rules. Which is a shame, but I don't. If I don't care that much at this point. Basically, because I don't really see how the fuck Melisande is a top target, even if you just generally want to kill it, unless you have a few certain things. Uh, so even for a solo guy to just go fully after her and try to kill her, that could still be troublesome. So trying to not do damage to her, yeah, that's might be doable, but that's only doable if one thing is possible. One of the better enemies in the Throne of Ball is dominatable. That's very much the only option, because otherwise there's no way I can even harm her. Not at all. So yeah, and she probably regenerates, and she's a cleric, so she can heal too on top of that. So trying to get through her with some kind of fire shield system is, yeah. Honestly, if I get to that point, that having to break my rules, I'll be ecstatic, and I'm stuck. Shit, there's too many of them. Okay, let's do something else then. They can come after me without any real. They can't see me, but they sort of just see me anyway. Which be good. Try to select a couple of targets here. Right, maybe we can get a third one. Archers are probably better in some sense. Doesn't particularly matter, I guess.
I have things to do.
Do you have attack spells? Ooh, confusion! Yeah, it did not really work on the elves.
Declare yourself.
That's a big problem. Because the entire fight with Zendai's against elves that have magic resistance on top of all of that.
Declare yourself.
But there should be enough of a distraction for us to bypass this. There are a couple of side activities you can do in Amkethran though. There's Lich and Simon Barian. The thing about Simon Heberian is that there's two ways to get to Balthazar's fortress here later on, and they're a little bit different. Uh, the Simon Heberian option might be better for us. Would be allow us to have Balthazar with a couple of supporting monks, and that's it. Not a great situation, but might still. A monk is not really immune to a lot of things. They're just highly magic resistant, and I can build triggers and the like to strip all that away, so they would be vulnerable to magic after that. I can do some kind of time stop improved alacrity combo, allows me to just pummel so much disabling magic at a target, but I'll get it. I'll get it. If it works on it, I'll get it.
Your monospath is no last. You dare attack me, old man? Your death shall be quick and painful.
Typical monk crap. Often heal yourself so much that you're gonna end up just getting your ass kicked. Right. Didn't do anything useful. Broken ring. Might be useful in combination with something else. Not useful for us though.
Outstretched hand.
Okay. You sell anything interesting? Nope. Ooh, I know what I can do. While we don't want to fight against the Lich, I mean, what would be the point? I think we can pickpocket the Lich. Should allow me to get a ring that gives me immunity to poison. It's not usually something we need, but if there's any kind of a boss type of thing that poisons us at this point, it's going to be troublesome because a lot of the better the better bosses have some kind of a dispel magic effect in their physical attacks. So it's not enough to protect yourselves from physical damage, it's also absolutely vital to protect yourself from the dispel effect too. Having some kind of a immunity in an item cannot be dispelled. I think I have a necklace that has it, but the necklace provides me with immunity to level drain, so I can't keep that up. Even if the boss himself, him or herself, isn't gonna be doing that level draining, out of the allies.
Oh, well, of course. You a friend of this double cross?
This doesn't concern you. This is between us
God
and
damn
Seymour.
Seymour.
Just keep walking.
So you're.
We'll teach you to steal our stuff. Hush, Father. The townsfolk are scared. They will not enter.
Thank you. I fear those mercenaries will execute us right in the street.
Do I know you?
My daughter owes you her life. I
An
wish I had
actual
more to
item out of that.
but I insist.
Item
you
that
accept
we can
this
use.
small reward. I will tell
I'm trying to
all
get
of
make sure
Amkethran
my
how
reputation is at
saved
20,
my beloved Sana.
and I'm good aligned. That might give me an option with Balthasar. That I'm not sure. I might have to be chaotic. I mean lawful good to be able to take use of that. I might be able to bypass the. Actually, I don't actually recall what it allows you to do. Not have to fight Balthasar before you can go to Melisande. Which, right, my memories are all messed up with in a relationship to this, the end results of what's going to happen,
Who are you?
how things are going to play out. Better not make too many plans based on those. We'll expand our options as much as possible, but push forward at the same time. And I cannot save. Bloom.
Welcome to our little store. I'm sure you'll find we stock the finest merchandise procured from lands near and far, without the added cost of tariffs or taxes passed on to the consumer.
That it?
These mercenaries have...
This is...
Tell us.
This salmon is...
Then I...
No.
Silence, Karis! Wait. What is this? It seems we have a would-be customer in our midst. Stand aside. I will not allow Balthazar's work to be To arms, my brothers! We are attacked!
Alright, the smugglers aren't actually taking any part in this, which means I'm not sure if I can win this. They have quivering palms though, so I'm in big trouble. Maybe I can sort of disarm them with the Yaga-Shura. Ooh, they are taking part in the fight. This is bad. Because I absolutely cannot let Karas be killed, for example. They can't harm the Yaga-Shura really. What I need you to do is take control of her. Absolutely impossible. Shit. Can you paralyze her? Heal him. Yeah, and keep on paralyzing. Seem to be doing fairly well even without the paralysis though. Just putting up more defenses when the inevitability paralysis wears off. Blind, slowed. Yeah. Even if they would get released at this point, they would be pretty much worthless as opponents. Okay, that went better than I expected. Hopefully he has enough missiles, although if he has a backup weapon that's good enough too. This guy is permanently slowed down thanks to diseases, so even if the paralysis ends, it's not going to be a threat to anyone.
Thank you for your assistance in this unpleasant matter. I'm sure if Simon were here himself, he would offer his thanks as well.
Okay. Do you have anything different? Few new items. Oh, gargoyle boots. Immunity to backstab. Okay, that's actually very good. Very, very good. I'm going to sell items that I know I can't use anyway. When shitty items that I can use should be maintained. You never know what you want to do. You can't access the shopkeeper anymore, so those items are lost. Twice per day I can do stone skin with this, but it's worthless. The immunity to backstab, on the other hand, isn't, because some creatures will be able to the backstab damage they can do can pretty much drain more than half of my hit points a single strike, and if I'm unlucky they might even see me while I'm invisible, so there's not much I can do about it. If I can cancel the damage multiplier from backstab, at least tanking them isn't that big of a problem. Right.
I trust all is well.
Spoke with Balthazar.
So, you must be the ball-spawn Melisande told me. I am ball. Melisande has already left the village and did not say where she was going. She has left with me directions for you to reach these enclaves she mentioned. Is this what you expected?
Sendai and Abazigal. Sendai is probably easier for us. Although I don't know. Sendai fight is a fight where again there's an infinite spawning of allies in the fight. So technically it should be more or less like the Yaga-Shura fight. However, they're aliens, so they can have extreme high resistance to what we have to do. Second, the Sindai has to be defeated a lot of times, like maybe around 8 or 9 times in the fight, and he's fighting you as a different class character every time, and then you have to defeat her as a high level cleric at the end. Point being, it's a endurance fight for us. In a fight where we can't reliably take control of those reinforcements that are going to keep pouring in, and we're going to keep constantly having to fight against a boss, capable boss there, again who is mostly immune to magic and charm effects. So I'm not sure what the best approach there is. Even if I lower their resistance and take control of them through their charm immunities, pretty much, it's We're gonna run out of spells before we run out of a few things to fight with. So we might have to rely on wishing again. It just... Ugh. A Bazigal on the other hand is a dragon, powerful dragon. I think it's a 2-stage fight. First against him in a humanoid form, then against dragon form. He's not alone, but I think he's with creatures I can't take control of. So I'm not sure if I'm basically getting any help in that. That would mean I'd have to have him beat the shit out of me while I just do a little bit of damage against him here and there. I mean, it might work, but he's gonna have a huge and capable amount of healing and all that. So again, I'm not sure how that would really go in practical terms.
Good day to you.
Exact.
I got some cheap beer for ya.
Wisdom +1. Well, we don't really need more wisdom, do we? Because we need the exact opposite from time to time. I mean, higher wisdom would be sort of nice, but even with wisdom 23, we can sometimes get the better abilities we're going after. So, 1 extra point, we would have to give up spell slots and hit points. It's, nope.
Have a look at my wares. I trust you'll find them all in satisfactory condition.
Intellect. Not sure we should buy certain type of potions. Also speed doubles movement and attack rates for an hour. The benefit of this would be that I could dump my boost and still retain the high movement speed on demand. So yeah, I sort of want a couple of those. I'm not sure how much lightning resistance I have. I should have bought more. I'm pretty sure I bought some of them though. Yeah, potions of absorption. It'll help against a Bazigal. Having to fight against a dragon where basically they're without allies, trying to rely on, well, let's say fire shields and we'll summon another 6 vampires. It's still gonna be a nightmare. I'm not sure even the vampires can hurt the target. There's a good chance the dragon is immune at least to one of the damage types too. So the thing is, I don't see that these are impossible by any means. I see them there being they're a huge pain in the ass, and that's pretty much what the game still has left for us. There's 4 boss fights: Sendai, Bazigal, Balthazar, and Melisande. Melisande will have I think something like 4 stages in her fight, and each are equally troublesome, more or less. So, if I reach Melisande, I'll try. Well, rather, when I reach Melisande, I'll try some things. The big thing is, can we actually do damage to her? If I can find a way to do that, then we more or less have maybe a grueling, tough job to get through, but we at least have a road forward. Not sure if it's enough, but at least that's something to try. But at that point, I'm probably fairly sort of spent on these boss fights, meaning I'd rather just finish the game at that point, some one way or another. It'll really depend on. So our fire shield's gonna work on her, and can we take control of anything there? If the fire shield works and we can take control of something, something that actually does damage to her, yeah, I think there's a path. If not, yeah, I might be able to bend the rules in a way where I just hollow her hit points out and let something do the killing blow. But at that point, I'd say that's basically a failure to live by our rules anyway. I might as well just kill her. Let loose one time and just actually slaughter people. I don't want to do it, but I sort of do want to do it. Because this is breaking my balls, having that huge amount of power at your hands and ways to do things, not being able to do any of that. At the same time, this isn't the first time I've felt like this in this game, and there's always been a way through somehow. Something that might not have been obvious by just thinking things beforehand. So who knows? Better not give up until we're actually seeing what our options are. But I do know that we have to have a +4 weapon or equivalent to damage her. Now I have it, but it's very rare to even see opponents have something of equal value. Or equal quality, I suppose, in this case. So maybe we should use charisma boosting items here. More or less want to make sure things go our way with just talking. I mean, we've killed leeches before, even one-on-one, so that's not by any means impossible. And we can always use the vampire trick again, I suppose. But it's not that big of a deal. We'll have Marlowe give up his life. And we'll restore the daughter. Everyone's happy. Except Marlowe, of course. Still, I don't think I want to force the fight with the Lich, even if I can. I don't see any gains to our side from that.
You are welcome here.
Dexterity and Constitution, neutralize poison. It would be somewhat useful, but not in any meaningful way. We'll just restore her. Sendai or Albazigo? We'll have to do both, I guess, so in that sense it doesn't matter. Oh shit. Sendai is actually... Yeah, I might have misjudged the road to both opponents. They're not simple either. They're just a little bit tiresome, I suppose. Not tough specifically. And we do need to maybe kill a lich before we reach Sendai. And her priestess and some illithits and an earth elemental prince and yeah. That's a long list just to get through that. Oh, right. Shit. Vazigol in that sense might be easier to reach at least. Okay, take this 5,000 gold, leave Amkethran and get started elsewhere. This is what your father would have wanted. Right. I think I'll go after a Basico first. Although that's going to be, I think that's going to be the tougher boss fight for us. He's a good killer, very good killer. And if we're going to end up in a fight against him, I don't think there's a way out anymore. We're just him and a lot of his allies. But if he's actually played like a true dragon, dragons are magic resistance and good saving throws, but they're not immune to effects by any means. If I play things right, I can also sort of fuck over the AI. Because of the change from humanoid shape to dragon shape massively inflates the size of the creature. So if I can kill the humanoid in a situation where there's not enough room for the dragon, it might get stuck, allowing us to basically leave the situation whenever we want, save and come back fully charged, more or less, while he just has to wait there for us to come back to melee range. So there are possibilities there. However, problems. Bazigol's lair requires us to deal with a lot of enemies and at least one additional dragon before we can even face him. Sendai's Enclave is armies after armies of other creatures we'll have to take down before we can reach him. Side bosses too. So whichever path we'll take, it's not going to be an easy one. I suppose I'll go with a Buzzigal. Our first opponent should be a Buzzigal here outside. Dragon probably can see me no matter what. Also has allies. However, these are not the type of fights we can just take on, however. Its initial fight would be in a form of a mage fight, so we can just shapeshift through that, wait until he's out of spells, something along those lines. What do we want? Chain contingency. This is more or less just gonna get triggered when they attack me. Otherwise, it'll trigger at a point where I can't do anything good with it anyway. Up to 8 level spells. I suppose self-protection might be an option. Shit, I fucked up.
I trust all is well.
We're not gonna do Sendile Abatical at all. I will have to read this. I was supposed to pickpocket him. I think I can do it with my current skills. Right. Probably just outright failure. Master Thievery Potion is quite a lot. Let's take 3. 3 seems to be a sufficient number. At least 3. So if I can buy more of these, yeah, I probably should. Right, Ring of Antivenom. Immunity to poison. That's what I wanted. Not necessarily a big thing, but it's another equipment slot that we can utilize on something useful. And Ring is probably the least troublesome for us to sacrifice. These guys have failed on this.
I got some cheap beer for you.
The potions, maybe? No. Do we have any shopkeepers available? No, not really.
Stand before me.
The cleric here might be
I
the only
welcome you
one.
with outstretched hand.
No Master's Thievery potions. At the same time, I don't really think pickpocketing is gonna solve anything of our problems. Can't. Well, actually, it might. Shit, it might. Or shit, because we could avoid a dragon fight if we could pickpocket a Basige lair dragon that we have to face first has a ward stone, and without it we can't get inside. But if we could just pickpocket it, he does have dialogue with us, so we might be able to get it. At the same time, it might not actually be tied to the ward stone, it might be tied to quest progression.
You are welcome here.
But I don't think we can buy those potions anywhere. Just making sure we don't actually have them in our bag of holding. No. So I might have a couple of perception potions. 1, 5 Master Theory. This has pickpocketing 2, not quite so much, but can do that once more, maybe twice, depending on how stingy we get with the potions and how challenging the target is. Similar thing might be possible with Sendai though. Again, because we do have to get a ward stone from a lich. But I don't know if we actually have to kill the lich or could we just glitch the... I mean, if there's a dialogue between... If it starts out neutral, we can just try the trick where we initiate the dialogue to stop him from automatically initiating it, and so we can get a pickpocket attempt in before the dialogue triggers. So we might be able to get through things that way. It's not a guaranteed thing. I mean, if they have multiple items, it's not gonna work, for example. But it's a thing that might work, and I'm certainly not above doing that. Anything to get through anything, no matter how low, besides outright just cheating. I suppose you can find those potions as loot too. I just haven't been paying too much attention because why would I? But now they're starting to be valuable. There's also the Oasis fight, some of them might drop good loot. Probably more or less just healing though. Right, and we have the encounter already waiting for us in the pocket plane too. These are always fights to the death. It was against the host. Okay, there's 5 of these. That's the one we've done. That one will be the Ravager, the final fight before we can enter the Throne of Ball. Ravager and his bone daggers. Not sure if we can take control of anything there. So I don't know how tough that's going to be. This would be against Cyric and his assassins. 3 to 4 assassins probably see invisible things, are hasted, backstab and so forth. But if we can get, well, if we can take control of them, that's not really a problem. We would only have to fire shield one of their assets. If we have to fire shield 4, that's going to be it's going to be interesting. A lot of stone skins could still see us through it. What other fights do we have? I think we have a fight against the Slayer, but it's like the weaker Ravager, so it should be doable. The big thing why Irenicus Slayer was tough was the regeneration. While I think the Slayer might have something, it's not gonna be that good. So he's doable, no problem. And this would be then it's the alternative version of you. Oh shit, that's actually a tough fight. An adventuring party probably. That's you with the Saravak's allies that you have to defeat. Depending on who we can take control there, though, it might not be too tough. The problem is, I think our counterpart is gonna be fairly tough opponent, like a proper high-level fighter, ass-kicking type of opponent. Ability to, yeah, and one of those who has the ability to just dispel things with hits. So yeah, this is not gonna be fun. I think we should tackle these things first. They're the ones we really have to complete. Once all of these challenges are complete, we can move against Melisande and try to end the game. Everything else is just to unlock these, so we can unlock Melisande. No matter how we get there, doesn't matter as long as we get there. This is all about just surviving the son of a bitch. Even shape change might be useful. Time stop might be useful in the sense that we do have to take control of things. So we could have a time stop and improved alacrity, whatever that is. That would probably allow our simulacrum to do a lot of nasty things. 3 simulacrums is a waste, that's not gonna happen. Symbol blind. 2 is probably good enough. I'll go with symbol stun in this case. Because we can use power word blindness to control the situation. Maybe have them stuck in a location that's separate enough from us, enough that we can just take them out. Spell trigger might also be very useful here. I think that's something we do want to implement now. More or less, it's to strip away their magic resistance so we can actually engage in a fight immediately. I need more magic immunities, spell immunities. No matter how this ends, we are going to have to utilize fire shields too. Alternatively the vampires, but I'd consider fire shields to be preferred than the vampires. I mean, technically the vampires are more in line with the don't do damage yourself, but it's very troublesome to actually pull up, and more or less it's a differently gray area horsecraft. Although I'm not sure how much. I mean, they are hostile to us. They're not some kind of they will not attack any of our enemies unless we take control of them. A summoned demon will attack everything. So they would also kill our targets if we just protect ourselves. The additional enemies we can bring in will just try to kill me. So they're definitely not the same. Yeah, I don't think we need too many things here. It'll all depend on what we can take control of and what we can't. So if everything we can take control of, even a single opponent, we can try to disable the rest and use that to kill things, then just kill him or her. If not, then this is gonna be a gigantic pile of horseshit. What's new there? I need an opponent immediately vulnerable to magic. And that's it. That's gonna be the last time we're gonna have to use something like this. Still. We might want to keep the low resistances anyway, because there are multiple targets, and they're not the resistance lowering isn't gonna last forever. How long is it going to last? 9 rounds plus 1 round per level after that, so it's about 4 turns, I think. So 40 rounds. It'll last throughout the fight more or less. So didn't achieve all that much, but I think my path is much clearer now, what I need to do. And it's more or less going to be a grueling pile of shit at this point. There's not gonna be all that much regular fights, just tough bosses that you have to get through some